Hey, you are listening to the Grumpy Guy BJJ Podcast.
Welcome to the Grumpy Guy BJJ Podcast with James Wilson and Rob Eickhoff.
Semi-seconds in automatic minutes, finishing to diminish the position that was given risen.
Boom.
Boom. We're here. We're back.
We are back.
We're episode 40, what?
47.
47. Good, man. This is the episode that almost wasn't. Rob here.
There's not gonna.
Rob here was, he was on the edge there for a minute. You know what I was thinking we were going to have to do? So just backing up a little bit, Rob's not feeling super good. He's got an unidentified tummy bug that he's wrestling with. And he's starting to win. But I thought worst case scenario, what we're going to end up doing is you'd be in the hospital and we'd have the plastic bubble.
Bubble Boy episode.
Yes.
That would have been pretty dope.
That's what I thought we were going to end up having to do, is doing a Bubble Boy episode at the very least. But Rob's pulling through, or at least Western science can't identify what it took to take this man down.
It took me down.
And so, but anyways, we're here, man. We're here.
Monday afternoon.
Random
recording time for us.
Yeah, rare recording time for us. But yeah, got a few things.
Well, that's how dedicated I am to the cause. Because
I know.
the reason I'm not at work right now is when I thought I had internal organs failing last week, I called the doctor to schedule an appointment.
Right, this is...
And Monday was as soon as they could get me in. I was like, all right, fuck it. I can tough it out till Monday. And this was on like Wednesday or something. I set the appointment. Well, I get to Saturday. I end up taking myself to the emergency room or urgent care, whatever the fuck. So I canceled today's appointment. But we didn't record because I thought I was dying this weekend.
Yes.
Didn't record. So then after going to the emergency room, I thought to myself, well, I still have half a day scheduled at work and we need to record. I thought about calling my boss, be like, hey, I don't need a half day. I can work a full day.
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck it. We need to record. No, I'll just keep a half day.
Yeah.
So I just kept a half day and here we
Well,
are.
extra recovery won't hurt you either.
Nope. So, I went into work a little earlier this morning. And
Nice.
Worked roughly a half day.
Yeah.
5-6 hours or something. So
Yeah.
got a little work in. Now we're recording. So.
Yes. That is dedicated to the cause.
Yeah, dedicated to the cause. We had to record. I'm not going to miss a week, dude. To make it 47 weeks so far, like I'm not willing to miss a week.
No.
I will.
Not this close.
Not this close, dude. Try to make it to 52.
Yeah.
No.
At the very least.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Even if I was in the hospital.
No, I know.
We're recording.
I was talking to Kelly. I'm like, man, I don't care if we got a Skype one. We're gonna record one. You get me in a fucking hospital room on Skype. Like, we're gonna get something
in the middle of a colonoscopy. Something up the rear end. We're recording, dude.
If it's the last minute, man, we got to do it.
Yep.
So. But anyways, luckily, it did not come to any of that.
Not yet.
So,
Not yet. We're here.
Here we are. But yeah, it is. Man, it has to have been around a year that we went to Steve's seminar. I don't remember what date it was, but it
had to be super close.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we're near the end of September, so it has to have been around there. But yeah, it marks kind of the 1-year anniversary of the ramping isometrics experiment. So I remember we both, man, left there. We're like, dude, I can't wait to try this and see what we feel like after doing it for a while. So yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. I got my SI joint, which used to bug me a lot.
What's your SI joint exactly?
My sacroiliac, like basically where your hip bone and your tailbone, your spine kind of turns into your...
So like right at the top of your butt, the bottom butt. So right before like your lower back turns into your butt, kind of like...
Exactly,
right
yeah. Right where your pelvis, like right where your spine and pelvis meet basically, like that's your sacroiliac joint. And so... that's what gives a lot of people problems, and that's where you get nerve pain going down. So like if you tweak your lower back, and it can fuck you up. But I hurt my lower back being dumb trying to deadlift too much weight.
Just recently?
Time ago. No, long time ago, right? But it was one of those injuries that like it's you realize over your lifetime that like fuck, some of these things are permanent. Like they don't go away 100%. And so, but yeah, I used to tweak my, low back SI joint there on a pretty regular basis. And it just happened to me last week, and it was from wrestling. It was just, like I told you, I realized that no time limit death matches with black belts is not good for my SI joint.
It's not good for a lot of joints.
It's not good for a lot of joints. But I was wondering, I was like, why am I so fucking irritated by this? And I was talking with Kelly this morning, I realized, like, dude, it hasn't bothered me in like a year. Like, it used to, tweak out on me a few times a year, and 9 times out of 10, it was training related. Like doing a squat or doing a deadlift or doing a swing or something like that, and it gets a little tweaked. And so, anyways, man, I know we sound like we're just fucking, repeating ourselves all the time on it, but it is like kind of crazy how effective it is and how injury free the last year's been for me. I mean, I know you haven't had a whole lot of training related injuries.
No, not like training, off the mat.
Like off the mat gym.
Off the mat training to try to prepare for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Getting injured doing that shit is just so frustrating. I accept getting injured doing jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu related injuries
That's
are
fine.
one thing.
It
like
sucks,
training,
but,
yeah,
but like training, like physical conditioning.
Yeah.
That should all be preventative or rehab.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't get injured doing that.
No. Shouldn't be adding to it for sure. So, but anyways, man. So yeah, we've got actually our program's ready to rock. I showed you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the time you guys hear this, we'll have the ramping isometrics for BJJ program available. So we've got the free one that you can sign up for with the podcast updates, and then if you want a little more kind of 12-week program style thing, you can get that and give you a little more structure. But yeah, I mean,
I think that's such a good tool, because when you're trying to implement something new into your workout regimen, so to speak, like, you don't really know how to implement it sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, how do I fit this in, and how do I, how does this fit into my training, my jiu-jitsu training, my work, like. And so you get kind of lost in the weeds. You might try it a few times, and you're like, oh, fuck it. You don't stick to it. So now that we have a program laid out, like, here you go.
Just do this.
Just do this. Follow this, do this. Like, it's pretty... it takes, some of the guesswork out of it.
For sure, yeah. And then once you get... It's like once you get the idea, like, follow the system, and then once you understand the system, then it's easy to make changes based on, what you...
Your preferences.
Yeah, your preferences and stuff like that. But... it's kind of like, I mean, what we're going to talk about, later, instructionals for BJJ, like, it's kind of like an instructional, like investing in, like, if you're getting into stuff like steel mace or ramping isometrics, like if you're trying to learn a new training tool or a new system, it really does. It helps a lot to just invest in something that kind of gives you an idea of the structure, so you can just
you got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere, man. It's either you're going to make all the mistakes yourself and learn it, or you can, learn from someone who's done it. So, I mean, fuck, I spent $1,000 to go to On It and take their steel mace certification, because it's like, man, I want to learn how to use this thing and use it effectively, and I want to go learn from people. I mean, that have made the mistakes, so I can fast forward my thing. So. Yeah, investing in yourself is one of the best things you can do in general, like in a lot of different areas. So that's one thing that always, like, I scratch my head when people are like, they don't want to pay money for a training program, or they don't want to invest in, I don't know, whatever, like something that'll help their, fast forward their training, or both on and off the mats. It's like, man, you gotta, even just investing in yourself, like reading, we talk about that all the time, like, dude, spending some money on some books. Like, I forget sometimes, like, man, I dropped some money on books. Yeah. And so, like, for some people...
But it's one that's like, sometimes you get that buyer's remorse when you buy something stupid, or something that you really don't need, but, like, books, I never have that.
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't like the book.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's fucking knowledge.
Yeah,
it's experience, training program. Yeah, you're getting something from it.
Yeah. So that investment in yourself is important, both on and off the mat. So yeah.
So on a positive thing that came from me just laying around all weekend, trying not to die. there was a lot of good jiu-jitsu on this weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get to watch. I don't got Flow Grappling, but
There was
it looked like
there was the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam.
Yeah.
LA. I don't know exactly. I mean, there was some really high level guys in that. I mean, super high level guys, and they had regular adult divisions. Some masters. I think they had masters 1 was it. But anyways, and so that was fun. That was on Saturday, and then on Sunday they had the Abu Dhabi put on the King of the Mat, which was a heavyweight tournament, like a 10-man heavyweight tournament.
yeah,
And basically, I think is how it was set up. They had 2 5-man brackets, round robin style, and then if you won your side, the winner of one side from winner against the winner of the other side, and then they fought for first, and then the loser would fight, whatever. But it was some good fucking jiu-jitsu to watch, man. It was fun.
yeah.
So that kind of helped pass my time while I was laying there. But
Nice.
yeah, man, fucking.
Did you watch the Subversive?
I didn't. I don't think it was on Flow Grappling. I know they had an article on it, but I went to go find some matches on there, because it was like a team style tournament.
Yeah.
And I don't think the matches are on there, unless I don't know.
Huh. I thought they were. Yeah.
I thought they were too. I was kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I didn't look at Fight Pass, so because I didn't think they were on there. But I'm looking forward to the quintet. That's gonna be on Fight Pass.
Is that going to be on Fight Pass?
I think so. Because the other quintets are on. The replays are on there. Don't they usually show? Again,
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Anyways.
Usually, if something shows up as a replay, they carry it live. So, unless it's one of their pay-per-views, but I don't know. Maybe. It'll show up as a replay.
I am, because that's going down that same weekend. I'm going to Denver to see Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Don't get me wrong. But if I would have known the quintet, because you and I talked about going to Vegas to watch the quintet, dude, I would have been game for that. If the tickets would have been on sale at the same time,
yeah,
I'd have been like, oh, am I going to see Jordan Peterson or am I going to the quintet? I'd have been like, I'm going to quintet.
Yeah.
But I bought these Jordan Peterson tickets months ago.
Yeah,
so
that'll be good.
That'll be good.
Fun.
That's like 2 weeks. I think that's 2 weeks from yesterday. Yeah, that's when that goes down, right?
Yeah.
So,
heck yeah.
So, yeah.
Be some good jiu-jitsu coming up.
Yeah. That was fun. There was some fun matches. Dude, one of my favorite guys to watch is that Herbert Santos. Dude, he's such a dick.
Oh yeah.
He's mean, dude. He just does not fuck around. He's basically like a heavyweight version of Wagner Rocha. And he's a real aggressive style. Dude, he's fun to watch, man.
Nice.
And but another funny thing too, because Abu Dhabi Combat Club puts it on, ADCC. That's the initiative, right? I don't know if you're familiar with it, or people listening. Quick history of that is, I forget the Sheik's name or Prince's name, but he started doing this back in the early mid '90s. He fell in love with grappling arts and jiu-jitsu, so he started inviting all the Gracies and all the high level grapplers from all over the world out to Abu Dhabi to come train in his palace and teach him. Well, he started just inviting people from all different styles. Well, so then he got the idea, hey, let's have these guys fight each other, see who the best grappler in the world is. That's where the history of Abu Dhabi came from. This fucking rich ass sheik is just all right, man, let's just put on these tournaments. And
real life Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And for a long time, the Abu Dhabis, all there was the Abu Dhabis. Yeah, that was the Olympics for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I think it takes place every other year. So now they've branched out, now there's other big tournaments that are, kind of compete with it as far as the prestige of it, but it's still one of now they have qualifiers too. At one time it was just you had to get invited. Yeah. So now they have qualifiers for Abu Dhabis. But if you turn up at Abu Dhabis and win, you are fucking one of the top of the food chain. Yeah. But that's why we're going down that route, is because after the tournament they were interviewing the guys, the top 3 competitors, and the one I really noticed the most is Jackson Souza took second, and 95% of his interview was thanking the Sheik. Oh, I'm so glad he put this on. Thank you for the opportunity. He's helping grow jiu-jitsu. They'd ask him a question about a match. He talked about the match. He's like, yeah, I'm so glad to be here and have this opportunity. And every person they interviewed, like a big portion of their interview was thanking the Sheik. And so I got a feeling like there's some shit that goes down with that. You know what I mean? Like if you're not kissing the Sheik's ass, like you're not getting invited to fucking come back. You know, like it was funny because I mean I've definitely heard fighters, thank the promoter.
Yeah.
You know, that's normal. Like, hey, man, thanks for putting this event on. But, and then they go, oh, no. It was made sure that they were very thankful to the Sheik. It was not fucking... there was no reading between the lines.
Yeah.
It was like every other sentence was like, oh, thanks to Sheik, or thanks for this event. It was pretty funny, man. Like, you forget, like, those Sheiks or princes, whatever they are, how much money and power they have.
Yeah.
People respect that shit.
Totally different.
Totally different.
World.
Like, it is a totally different world.
It's because all those richest people, like they're not, like that's like public, or like the Forbes richest people. When they're like there's people out there that are just like way richer.
Oh yeah. There's princes and
they like they make Bill Gates. Like Bill Gates, they just fucking laugh. At it. They're like, how much does he have? 56 billion? Like what?
What? He's not in trillions?
God damn.
Fucking
what is that?
chump change.
Come on now.
We're sending planes into the sky to make it rain once a week.
I know. But yeah, no,
you forget that world exists out there.
It's a different world.
It is, man.
But I mean, if they're, it's funny. I mean, that guy does not put that kind of money out there to not. I mean, he wants
needs
to
a
be
recognition.
recognized.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely a reason for it. So, and he's got his other in his circle. They're watching, and it's like, hey, man, you people ain't even saying thanks enough. What the fuck's up with that? It's only every other sentence, It's like, God damn it, man. I know, they got to step it up. So
the other trillionaire Sheiks are fucking with him.
Yeah, exactly. They got their own fucking, Instagram that no one's ever heard of. And they're all just like cracking on each other.
Their own internet. Everything.
Yeah, their own Twitter. And they're like, dude, what is this? I'm watching this and I'm counting the thank yous, bro, and it's just not adding up.
That's funny. Speaking of funny note, too, is did you watch any of the recent Anna Invitational?
A little bit, yeah.
I've watched quite a few of the matches. They're all free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the fact they got Renato Laranja commentating.
Dude, that was hilarious. Yeah, I was watching.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
Did you see where he had the kid came up and he had one of the kids that was competing the next day came up and it was just during a intermission, and the kid comes up and he's all like, yeah, Uncle Hanach, what's going on? He's like, yeah, you know me. He just starts talking some shit, dude. They come with a beer and they put him down at the desk, and somehow one of them ends up in front of the kid. He's like, yeah, no, it's a little Bud Light, and it won't hurt. It's like water. You'll basically find it's like water. And they're like, no. You like heard like some probably the kid's mom going, no. And the kid hid away from him. And the kid's just like, what the fuck?
How old was the kid?
Like 11 or 13, like somewhere in that range, man. Like pretty young.
That's fucking hilarious.
But old enough to where it's like, I mean, in all honesty, if we didn't have like our fucking hang-ups about this shit, it's like an 11-year-old kid is not gonna die if he has a drink of fucking Bud Light. You know what I mean?
Right.
In all honesty, like but I'm not encouraging it. I'm not condoning it, whatever. But anyways, it was fucking hilarious, and he's like, if it was just me and your Uncle Hanach, I'd let you drink one. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
That dude's character is so fucking priceless, man. I can't help it. I'll be laughing so hard sometimes I get tears in my eyes. There was one match. Him and Kyle Kingsbury were talking shit, and then they were like, Uncle Hanach, who was like, "Can the crowd hear us?" And then Aubrey Marcus, the owner on it, was over there like nodding his head. He was in the crowd. He's like, oh shit. He's like, I thought this was only for the people at home. He's like, I didn't realize the whole crowd could hear everything we're saying. He's halfway through the event and he had no idea he was talking to the whole crowd. Because he was talking about such random shit, like talking shit about the competitors. Like, look at this guy. He's got the complexion of a vampire. It's so funny, man.
Dude, yeah, his character is.
I fucking love it.
Fucking hilarious, yeah. No, now that I'm a fan, I'm definitely.
Renato Laranja. If you guys have not listened to him,
you have to.
You have to. He's that guy. He's got a podcast, the Valley Tudo Hour. He's got videos all over YouTube.
I guess Kelly was telling me that Mackenzie Dern had posted a picture that was pretty revealing. And I guess he came on and put "Shiver Me Chimbers" or something.
Yeah, he doesn't care the shit he'll post on people's Instagrams and stuff, dude. It's fucking hilarious, man.
I'm like, oh my god, that was fucking hilarious. But
anyways,
yeah, no, watch it. Yeah, there was some good.
There's some good matches.
There's
Definitely some good matches.
There's a lot of good jiu-jitsu.
So much good jiu-jitsu, and there's so many like I guess venues, so to speak, showcases for it now.
Yeah.
You know, with these team events, and because there's not just the Abu Dhabis and IBJJF.
Yeah.
You know, now there's, Seth is putting on all these tournaments. You know, the Fight to Wins, and Sakuraba was putting on.
Yeah, did you hear that Kiele signed up or applied for the Fight to Win Pro?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
It's coming up in November?
Yeah.
Did she get a match?
She's waiting to hear.
Okay.
So, but Kevin's like, oh, he'll contact you. I don't know. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't. She's fucking gotten medaled like every Fight to Win she's gone to and done well at Worlds, and she's got a pretty good resume.
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, I look at my resume, it's like, I got a 500 record. That's my claim to fame, man. I've somehow managed to squeeze out a 500 record. So, I don't have a losing record. Like
I wish I would have kept track of all my matches from time competing at white belt on up. I didn't bother keeping track out of how many matches I've had, how many times I've competed.
Yeah.
Looking back now, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
That's a lesson to y'all listening out there.
Yeah.
Some look at now, where I'm at in the game. Like, man, it'd be kind of. It doesn't mean anything, really, but it'd be kind of nice to look back. Like, oh, okay.
Or you can take my route and just compete so few times that you can keep
it's
the
easy to
numbers
remember.
straight in your head. Exactly.
That's one way to do it.
So we've got 2 ways, but no. Yeah, that's so anyways, hopefully she gets a match.
I bet she will.
She applied for Nogi.
Oh,
Her
really?
preference was Nogi. Yeah. She likes the Nogi. I don't know. She did good at that girls tournament. that
Took first to Nogi or something. How many matches did she get?
It was 2, but it was both like against purple belts. Like, girls that had obviously been purple belt longer than her.
Being that she's been purple belt for less than a month.
Yeah. So they had, significantly more experience at that level, and apparently she did pretty good. So it was funny. She didn't do as well as she had hoped in the gi portion of it, and she had texted me and was not feeling too good about her jiu-jitsu, and so I texted her back. I was like, man, I say you go out there and you freaking rip some poor girl's foot off and make yourself feel better in no-gi. So
that's what she did.
And that's what she did in her first match. Yeah, it just happened to she got a foot in the hip and sat back and got it. And so, yeah, I was feeling better. And I guess she got the second one on points, but did really good. So she was feeling...
It's funny she likes no-gi better. I couldn't even tell you how many tournaments I had to go to at white belt before I won a fucking gi match. I'd win, and we trained, most of the training we did back in my first jiu-jitsu school was in the gi.
Yeah.
And we would do no-gi. We didn't shy away from it. We had a lot of MMA guys, but I just enjoyed the gi more. I'd say back then I was probably doing 80% of my training in the gi, pretty easy. But we'd go to tournaments all the time, and I'd always sign up for both divisions, gi and no-gi. And I'd win matches all the time, no-gi. Dude, it took me fucking half a dozen tournaments before I fucking won a match at gi. And then I think it just goes to show, because, man, if you had to put a percentage at our gym, we do like 95% of our training in the gi.
At least.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just because we all enjoy it.
Right.
But it's a lot of people argue with me, man, but I'll fucking argue with it. Like, it's so easy to transition to no-gi. If you got good jiu-jitsu, man, if you understand what the fuck's going on, it's super easy. Like, you can train in the gi all the time, and to transition to no-gi, it's super easy.
Yeah.
To go the other way, it's not. And
No.
see, I think that's where people get fucked up, is because they try to go the other way. They train a lot in no-gi, and they go to gi, and they feel stuck.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can't just explode out of shit. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, and so they think it doesn't work the other way. Like, no, like, you can train in the gi most of the time. Fuck, somebody wants to go no-gi, cool. Take the fucking top off.
Yeah.
I won't grab the pants. Let's go. Like, it's...
Yeah.
It's not... you just got to understand what the fuck's going on, man.
Yeah.
And the gi helps you understand what's going on.
It does.
Because you got to be so much more technical. Because people can stick you in positions with fucking annoying ass grips.
Yeah.
And so you can't just blast out of something or blast through something because you're sweaty and slippery.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to move your hips.
You gotta learn how to fucking move intelligently, not just athletically.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's a big difference.
Dude, it's so much easier in the gi to get wedged in.
Oh, yeah. You just get stuck in a position.
Yeah. Like, you can always, like you're saying, like in no-gi,
You can
if
wiggle
you're
your
strong
way
and
out.
athletic, you can explode or wiggle out of, a lot of positions that, man, if somebody gets a good freaking collar grip and cinches down and locks your hips down and
Yeah, good pant leg grip.
Dude,
Controls control of the hip. Like you can't turn your hip the right way or something.
yeah, you got to be so hyper aware of like when your hips and shoulders are starting to get wedged where you don't want them and moving before that happens. And then then you get to no-gi and it's like things slow down because you're the margin for error is bigger. For like you can't get wedged in as quickly, and the fucking grips are so elementary compared to because there's moments, dude. There's the other night Kevin was choking me out, and I'm like, what the fuck collar does he have?
What piece of material is choking
material? I cannot figure it out. And like I tap, and he laughs at me, and he's like, couldn't figure out what I had. And I was like, no. He's like, it was just your collar, and I was like. Man, I don't know why. It seemed like you had something else, like all
like a
up
third
in there.
key got thrown in.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but yeah, you don't in no-gi. It's like, dude, rear naked choke. Then like if somebody gets on your back and like that's your like the arm bar, like you're protecting the Kimura trap. Like there's just there's definitely very dangerous things, but you don't have so many other things to trip you up. So no, I totally agree, man. I love rolling no-gi. I love rolling no-gi.
I do. I love both.
So much fun.
They're both so much fun.
Yeah.
They're different games, but if you're good in the gi, it's not much to take the gi off and go at it.
No.
When you're first learning, you're gonna feel like a little like a kind of like a fish out of water at first because you can't grab somebody's collar.
Those grips are so
But eventually, like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's once you understand the
what you're
basics.
because if you understand why you have a grip on something, what you're trying to control.
Yeah.
And then when you switch to no-gi, you're like, okay, I'm still trying to control this limb or this hip or or whatever. You just find a different way to do it.
Yeah, the principles are the same.
Yeah, principle's the same. And then if you can't control it because you can't grab the shorts or whatever, like then you just have to move. There's a little more movement, it's a little bit faster pace.
Yeah. So, I know. I was telling Kelly the other day. I'm like, because we were talking. She's like, "Well, I need to go because we're gonna change the schedule. So Monday and Wednesday night we're gonna start having no-gi classes." And so she was saying that she wanted to do some more no-gi. And I was like, man, really, it just comes down to taking your fucking top off at open mat and just saying, hey, I want to roll no-gi. Yeah. I mean, class is great, and we do open, we roll no-gi after that, which is probably, some of the most valuable no-gi training for her. But I know, I don't know why I don't do that more often. I love not having that damn gi top, that collar grip, man. Oh,
the other reason I don't do it more often just because, dude, I enjoy training in the gi. Man.
I love training in the
gi.
gi. And the problems, like that's the other thing too, man, is like the problems that the gi is presenting me are so front and center in my mind right now. Like I want to try to take every opportunity I can to work on those problems. And so, yeah, that's my default is like the roll with the gi. Like I have to be very conscious of doing the no-gi because, when I think about rolling jiu-jitsu, it's definitely gi problems that I'm thinking about, either trying to impose them or overcome them, kind of thing. But, so, anyways, I know.
Yeah, just, because, like, again, like the gi, you just have more weapons. You know what I mean? Like, you just have more, there's more in the arsenal. And then when you take the gi off, there's less weapons.
Yep.
That's really the way because everything you can do no-gi, you can do with the gi.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't go the other way.
No.
There's a lot of shit in the gi that you can't do no-gi,
I'd say that, you can definitely have, I mean, I think you'd agree that you can have like a game that's almost too gi based, like gi specific, and like if you're really good at Ezekiel chokes and you know your rear naked choke isn't super great, like that's not gonna transfer over as well as like triangles or you know the rear naked choke or something. So there's definitely some things that you can become, you know, relying on the grips. But I think if you've got good basic jiu-jitsu and, you know, you say it just gets stripped down. It's like, man, there's these fundamental elements that, you know, attacking the human body comes down to when when the gi's not involved. And yeah, like it's just it's such a fun, different beast to play with. But anyways.
You know, whenever I talk about it, I always think like, oh man, I want to do more nogi. But then I get to the gym and I'm like, dude, it's so much fun. Like it's so much fun either way. I don't care, fuck it, as long as I'm on the mat.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. It's all fun and games. Yeah. It's all just hips and shoulders, man. Just trying to keep those hips pointed in the right direction. So that's what it's all come down to for me lately.
Hips and shoulders.
Hips and shoulders, man. Just get those hips pointed in the right direction. Get the shoulders in the right spot. It's funny, I was cruising around Instagram the other night and I saw a tip from, what's his name? Brown Belt Randy is his Instagram handle. Used to be Purple Belt Randy. So, anyways, he got promoted, obviously. He trained up at Conquest up in Maryland. And I think he's got his own school. I know he's still like affiliated with Lance and VJ in some way. But anyways, he was showing this basic tip about a scissor sweep, and he was showing, you know, like when you rock up, instead of just pulling them on you, like using that opportunity to pull your elbow behind you and almost like, you know, turn your shoulders and pull your shoulders back. And I started playing with that and you know, feeling how like, you know, the shoulders, like once you get the shoulders turned and kind of positioned off to the side. Obviously, we're going to have to do a little fucking video so people can see what we're talking about eventually here. But, you know, like I'm on the center line here, and so if I pick up and I not only pull my elbow, but I get my shoulders over here, right? So I'm like here, and then I fall this way. Like my hips are going to fucking turn. And so, anyways, I went and, you know, been using it the last couple of times, been rolling and finding like, oh yeah, it's like way easier to sweep people once you understand where to get your shoulders and the position. And there's a game you can feel like, oh that dude's fucked. He's got no choice right here. Like things are just, I'm so wound up that as soon as I pull the trigger, my hips go like he's coming over. But it's all those fucking angles, and it's all shoulders, and it's all hips, and yeah, it's just like, you know, you get told from day one, jiu-jitsu is easy when you let it be, but we get in our own fucking heads so much and make it all complicated.
We try to outsmart it.
Jesus, yeah, we do. But it's hard, man. She's a tough mistress, because just when you think you got something figured out, she'll remind you, like, no, not totally here. Because there's an answer to everything. And then it's like, okay, next problem, thank you. So, but yeah, that's the fun thing. I hope I don't ever get it totally figured out.
You won't.
No, I know.
I'm certain from that.
I know, but I just...
Father time will win.
We've talked about this before, though.
Like,
would you want to, though? Like, if someone said, here's a pill, and you're going to be the ultimate... Like, your jiu-jitsu is going to be perfect. There's going to be no more problems for you to solve.
No, because that's the fun of jiu-jitsu.
Right, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I don't think that even if you had that opportunity, like, most people would be like, man, I want to be the best in the world. And it's like, do you really... You know how fucking boring being the best in the world must be? And like, you know, like, yeah, you got
it would only be boring if you didn't earn it. You know what I mean? Like if you were just the magic wand just tapped you on the shoulder, next thing you know, you're fucking winning Abu Dhabis.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
That just doesn't happen though.
But yeah, that's a different, dude. If you earn it, man, that's a different route. It's a lot of fucking time, effort.
It's a lot of time and effort.
Pain,
sacrifice.
Yeah, sacrifice.
In all areas of your life.
Yeah.
Those guys don't get to that level with, like we've talked about before, having a normal, balanced life.
No, it's all right. We'll fucking watch them for inspiration. So.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
I got I got notes for our main topic for today,
Yeah.
but I don't have any other pre-show ramblings.
No, man. No. You didn't get to train with Rolly when he was here, did you?
No, because he came in and went hunting.
Yeah.
And then they got back from hunting, and I was trying not to die.
Yeah. That's true, huh? So.
I didn't know if I had fucking Ebola or what. And I didn't want to come in if I was contagious and spread it around the tribe. So
Jim appreciates that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, yeah. I trained with him Wednesday. He was there Wednesday afternoon, so I got to go in a noon class and
Get beat up by Rolly.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Love getting beat up by that guy.
He's a good dude.
He is a good dude. It's but yeah, he had a good dude. You'll see a lot of the stuff he showed, like some good guard passing stuff, drills and points and stuff. But yeah, it was got some good pointers on some guard passing stuff, and actually been using it. But yeah, it's fun. Everybody, Rolly Delgado is who we're talking about. He's known as a leg lock guy, and rightfully so, because
he will take your foot home.
He will take your foot home, dude. His grip is so tight, dude. It was funny. He was before class started. He was showing me something. He's like, "Oh, watch this," and he showed me a drill that he's been it was working, and I worked it and have been using it. It's been fucking working great. So thanks for that one, Rolly. But it's basically like pulling a single leg X. Then they pop the foot on the hip, and then he goes to, it's not quite X guard because he more like cups under the close hip instead of going all the way across to the far hip, but still like kind of like a modified X guard, and then he does like a waiter style sweep with the back leg, and comes up, and of course you're right there in a leg lock position, and so he grips and he sits back, and he's just sitting there, just like not even putting any heat on it, just normal grip. And I'm just like, motherfucker, like I don't want to tap, because I don't want to be a pussy, but it fucking hurt. And then he's like, oh, and then if I need to, I can re-grip, see, I like, come down here and then I re-grip like this, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then he's like, and then I can just finish. And I was like, oh, thank God he's, finishing so I can tap. But dude, his grip is so goddamn tight. But you can just feel like the years and years and years of just doing
that repetition.
That repetition, man. His grip is just so perfect 90+% of the time. But anyways, he's also like really good at he's got a really good overall game, and guard passing is one of his specialties. I mean, when he comes up here the last few times, that's what he's shown us, and so yeah, got a few good tips from him on that. But yeah, just love having Rolly and other black belts like that coming through. And we had 16 people at noon class
really
show up. Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, put the word on the Ninjas page that Rolly was going to be there teaching class, so they came crawling out of the woodwork. Kevin's like, where the fuck are you people the rest of the time, man?
You know how it goes, man. Like, when someone travels in from out of town to put on a seminar or teach, like, oh, it's a big deal. But
I know.
When someone's here in town that you're used to, it's like, whatever. You just discount it.
Well, yeah, that, and I get to see Kevin a lot. Sometimes more of him than I want. I'm just kidding. Nah. So, anyways, no, that was, I didn't really have a whole lot. Yeah, it's just been getting in there, getting some training, and, yeah.
I'm looking for it. I think I'm going to try training tonight. We'll see how I'm feeling once we get done recording.
Okay.
Whether it's smart or not.
Probably won't be. What is it, Monday?
Yeah, today's Monday.
You can go in and just judge people at the basics class. That's always a good call.
Yeah, just insult.
It's kind of like doing jiu-jitsu.
Just go in there and yell insults.
Yeah.
What in the fuck are you doing over there?
Well, that's what I call coaching. You're just judging people. You're just saying, you're not doing that right. Let me tell you how to do that better. That's all it is professional judging. You're paying me money to judge you.
To judge you.
Yeah.
And you're not
I'm gonna tell you to do something, and then I'm gonna tell you how you're fucking it all up. And then you're gonna pay me. So, but no, yeah, it's always a good kind of half measure. That's what I like to do if I'm feeling a little beat up, and then sometimes I find
But I didn't train at all last week. Sam Jones in the fucking train. That's the problem.
I know.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well.
It was definitely not in the cards for me to train last week. But still bothers me.
You lost a week.
I lost a fucking week, man.
I got a week on you, bro. I've been working my back take shit.
You don't have a week on me. I think we got some years ready to go.
I'm just saying, I'm chipping away.
Chipping away.
I got a week. I chipped away a week on you. No, I know. I certainly have a long ways to go.
A long ways to go.
That's not what I meant at all. But yeah, I've been working my fucking back take shit. Like, my goal is that when I get done rolling with someone, like, I want them to be like, God damn, that was like fucking Rob trying to just get on my back, trap my arm. Like, that's my goal. It's like, I want to be like, God damn, you too?
You too, now I gotta do
this.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I want, man.
You just gotta go at it fucking reckless abandon.
Dude, I am, man.
Everything every time you slap hands, your immediate thought is, how am I getting to his back?
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much
route to the back.
That's
man.
Become the fucking. Yeah. I look for, when I get past the guard, I look for getting my figure 4, trying to get a Kimura grip, and then using that to
that's a good way
pull him over. And then I've been practicing like cupping over the head, like in the transition, so I come in the seat belt instead of in like kind of that more sideways Kimura. I mean, you're drilling that, working on that shit last week or a couple weeks ago. That's right. We were trying to figure out how to stay on Tofu's back. Yeah. Dude turns hard.
He turns hard. He's a good sized dude. He turns hard.
He does, man. But yeah, that was so yeah. But it's been just all, how do I get to the back, and then just try and stay on the back. Don't give it up for shit, and then trying to work. And I'm not like really. My closing rate is not good at all.
How many it was as far as once you get to the back or getting
submissions?
To the back?
Yeah, getting to the back. Like, getting to the back, I'm pretty good. And getting there, once I get to the back, I'm getting much better at not giving it up. Like, just fighting like a motherfucker to keep it and stay on the back and just.
Yeah, that's good, but it's also good to, like, it's good to fight like a motherfucker to keep it, but it's also good, especially in training, to where, like, if you feel yourself losing it, like, fuck it. Like, set up your next back take as you're getting out of this back. As they're escaping, in air quotes,
right,
you're setting up your next back take. So it's I like doing that a lot too. Like, okay, like, I could really fight hard and keep this hook, but I'm going to take his back in about 3 steps. And so I'll think about that.
Like that. Not like, somebody.
You know what I mean? Instead of like really fighting hard to keep it, which I do, which there's definite benefit in.
Right.
But there's times like, okay, he's kind of getting this escape. Okay, if I let him get this and I go 1, 2, 3, I can get back to the back.
Yeah. So
then I'll plan that out and I'm like, all right. And then I'll go.
Right,
So then you're kind of drilling, you're turning it into a live roll into your drilling session. Like, okay, I'm going to drill back to the back. Because I'm going to go to, like, mount, knee on belly, then I'm going to go to the other side, back step, boom, I'm back on the back.
Yeah.
And so you're drilling it, and they don't realize it, but they're like, oh yeah, you just fucking, you're drilling it. I do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I think that'll be my next. Right now, I almost got to go too far to figure out how too far it is.
How too far it is.
Yeah, almost like with my leg. I wonder if people are going to start yelling at me like they do with my leg attacks to, like, dude, you're just fucking standing on the back too long. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why don't you ever do anything else? Like, but anyways, I know what you mean. Like, being more
just coming from a learning standpoint.
Yeah.
An improvement standpoint.
Yeah. But for me right now, just staying on the back. Because I've said before, there's like muscles that I did not know were involved in jiu-jitsu and in that way that you got to use to stay on the back, and I can feel them fatiguing, and it's just like motherfucker, like, that sucks.
Hamstrings
Yes.
Get lit up, dude.
Yes.
Two of my favorite things, back and triangle are so hamstring heavy.
Yep.
My hamstrings get fucking lit up, dude.
Dude, that's actually, now that I think about it, that probably is contributing to my SI joint stuff, because my hamstrings have definitely been getting way tighter.
And way tighter.
Yep. Trying to keep that little curl, keeping it in tight.
That curl and that squeeze. The curl and yeah, dude. Your hamstrings get fucking lit up.
Dude, yeah. It's good, though. It's good. So, but kind of segues into what our topic of the day is, because we do have a topic today.
Yeah.
Which is instructionals.
Are they worth it?
Are they worth it?
And how to get your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is the deal? So, anyways, so what's your, like, are they worth it? Like, why would you think about investing
I for sure think
in
they're
an
worth
instructional?
it. Jiu-jitsu instructionals are definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like caveats that come with that.
Yeah.
Because you can just piss away a lot of money if you don't put the proper effort and time into getting your money's worth out of them. I mean, because they're not cheap. I mean, you could get, instructionals that are $15 all the way up to fucking what's Donner charge, $250,
$200,
$240,
yeah, something like that.
Still fucking excessive. I don't understand why his instructionals are $240 fucking dollars, man.
He spent a long time building the reputation, the brand.
He did. He was smart marketing thing, man. He has his team full of killers. They're all successful. Oh, now I'm gonna put out their magic system.
Yeah.
And it's only gonna be for the fucking bang up price of $240.
Yeah.
Most expensive. I've been in jiu-jitsu for fucking 15 years. I ain't ever seen an instructional over $100, dude. Very rarely.
Yeah.
And if they were, I remember the Marcelo Garcia one back in the day. It was fairly expensive. God, I can't remember what it was, but it was 6 DVDs. I still got it at home. It's fucking. I mean, there's a lot of shit on that fucking instructional, but it wasn't fucking $250. I think it might have been $80 or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're worth it, man. Again, I don't know if anything's worth $250 for an instructional.
Man, what is what would you pay for like one detail that made like the triangle from the back easier?
I don't know. It's hard to put a price on it.
So that's what I mean. So it's like, if you got one, thing. I mean, it's so goddamn cheap, really, when you think about it. It's only $250. Like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, that's, again, I'm coming from, like, mountain biking where $250 can't buy you, a rear derailleur. You know what I mean? Much less, like, a valuable tip that you're going to use for the rest of your jiu-jitsu career. So, I agree. I mean, things can definitely, like, get excessive. But, a lot of it's just kind of how you frame it, right? And I think that's kind of one of the points of like instructionals, period, is how are you framing it?
What do you mean by how are you for like you as the?
How are you looking at like the value, right? Like, is that worth $30, right? So, and it's like, to me, like. A tip that will help me help my jiu-jitsu, that's worth $30. And so if you're looking at it that way, then you understand like, oh, okay, the investment, like I'm not looking to memorize this entire thing. I'm not looking to completely transform my jiu-jitsu. I'm not looking to become this dude who did this DVD. Like if I get like 1 to 3 things from this, then I'm able to use going forward and help me with my jiu-jitsu career for the rest of the time that I jiu-jitsu. Like, man, what is the value you would put on that? You know what I mean? And so that's where I think that if people frame what they're expecting to get from it, because then you're less likely to come away disappointed. Because again, if you think that you're going to watch a DVD and memorize everything on it, or like a 6 DVD set or whatever, like the Danaher one's 8, maybe that's why it's $247. So extra 2 DVDs, bro.
Did you actually order the DVDs?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. We're kind of dating ourselves.
I still got to make it through. I will say that it could probably be condensed down to half as much, because he tends to repeat himself quite a bit, which I understand he's trying to hammer home some things, but anyways, it is 8, so maybe that's why. But
yeah, I think that's a step up, because I got the Lovato Junior pressure passing one at home. I got a fuck ton of instructionals.
Yeah,
I believe in it. I think it's a good tool. And I think his is 6. And there's a lot of I got some instructions that are all for like 4-part DVDs.
Yeah, but if you think you're going to memorize everything
You're
on
not.
it, you're not.
You're not.
And
That's not the idea.
Right. And so you might get disappointed. You know, you might get frustrated if you get like this 6 DVD set and you think like, okay, I'm going to, watch this and memorize it and I'm going to become just like this dude. And you get like halfway through it and you're like, fuck, dude, what is going on here? I can't even remember, memorize all this shit. And you get frustrated and you quit and you never get another instructional again. It's like, well, you're
not using the tool right.
Yeah, you're framing it wrong. Yeah. So you're approaching it the wrong way. So, they have value. And if you look at it, like, I kind of broke it down like there's 3 reasons. Like, they're good for 3 things. Like, one is to solve a problem. Like, if you have a problem, your half guard sucks. Dude, there's so many resources to help your half guard. Or, so you can look at it as like, okay, what problem do I have? And so you can find something to help you with that specific problem. Fill in a gap. That's kind of like what I was using the Danaher one. Like I realized like my back attacks and just back control suck. And so I've got a gap in my jiu-jitsu. And so I'm going to use this instructional to kind of help me just fast forward and kind of have a reference point to try to fill in this gap. And then the last one is like get exposed to something new. Like, maybe you've I don't know, like spider guard or something like that. Like nobody in your gym is like really good at spider guard or does it. And so you just kind of want to get exposed to something new. You don't know if you like it or not. You just kind of want to see what the fuck is this about? And, and so if you're, in my mind, that's kind of when I was thinking about like, why would I get an instructional? And when I have bought instructionals, it's usually for one of those 3 reasons. I'm trying to solve a specific problem. I'm trying to fill in a gap. Or else I'm trying to like get exposed to something new. And a lot of times those things overlap, but that's what, anyways, kind of when I'm looking at what's going to help me with these problems. And then you're looking at it and you're like, dude, if that's going to help me with one of these 3 things, like, what? Okay, yeah, that's worth it. And so that's what, for me makes it worth investing in is kind of understanding like, oh yeah, this is how it helps me fast forward trying to, these 3 things. Wherever I'm at, what I'm looking for. So
yeah, and I would agree with that. I think most of my purchases of instructionals have came from troubleshooting. There's a position that I'm getting my ass kicked in or I'm not good at, and I'm like, all right, time to go find a fucking instructional about this, or so research some videos, or you see a new instructional come out and like, oh yeah, that position's been fucking me up. I think that's where most of my instructionals have came from. Yeah,
it's a good way to kind of fast forward those lessons, like condense them down. And like we were talking about, somebody puts out an instructional on a position, you can bet they made a lot of mistakes. Very few people just walk on the mat and are just like really good at certain things. You don't have to figure out like, okay, here's what makes this position good or whatever. So you can definitely fast forward, not have to make as many mistakes, tap into that knowledge. But why invest? I had a couple other things as to like why instructionals are good, because the other thing to point out is like we do live in the YouTube age, right? So again, like, okay, I can accomplish all those things with just going to YouTube and doing a search, right? I mean, some people can argue that. And so why would I invest in a instructional when I can just go to YouTube? And in YouTube and Instagram, I was just talking earlier about how I saw a tip on Instagram that helped out some of my sweeps. And so there's definitely value there. But if I was to tell people, okay, here's why I think instructionals are better. And I get this myself because, especially with the Bike James stuff, like I put out free exercise and free training tips, but then I have my programs. And it's like, well, why would I invest in the program? And, it's like, well, okay, there are some things you get out of that. Like one is context. A lot of times, when you see a move on Instagram or you see a video, it's kind of a singular thing. And so there's really no context as to like, where is this within like their system or what's their kind of thought process with this. And so when you invest in an instructional, a lot of times you get insight into how someone thinks. It's not just this one technique. It's like you kind of see all their techniques and you see them in the context and you start to get an idea for like how they use them together, how they think, how they look at the position. So you get better context for the position from that totality that you get instead of just these little snippets. I don't know. Does that
No,
make sense?
I agree 100%. As soon as you brought up the argument as to like why would I buy an instructional versus going to YouTube, and that's exactly what I was thinking is because you see how they plug that into the bigger picture, when they would apply that technique, and then the problems you're going to run into, and yada, all those things. And if you just pick up a quick technique off YouTube and then you go try it and it might work for an opponent or two and then it starts getting shut down, you have no solution to it. And then you just throw the technique out. You just say, oh, that's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. You're just not applying it properly.
Yeah.
You're not, like you said, the context. You're not understanding the thought process behind
Right.
it. Oh, they got to this because they did this.
Yeah.
And so, you're missing a lot. You get a little snippet, but you're missing a lot. You're missing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to get the most value out of that one move.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's like things like key details that they'll go over that they don't necessarily cover. I mean, for specific reasons, obviously. Like a lot of times the stuff that gets released for free, it's kind of higher level stuff, and so sometimes there can be like key details that they go into in the instructional that can, again, like you're saying, make that difference. Like, oh wait, the move does work. Just once people start getting a little more privy to what you're doing, like that's where these key details come.
You got to have a deeper understanding of it.
Yeah, a little bit deeper understanding. So being able to refer back to it, like maybe you're going to be able to find that video on YouTube or whatever, but like having an instructional that you can just refer back to quickly, like you're at, drill class or you've got 5 minutes sitting in a waiting room or whatever, and you can just pull it up on your freaking smartphone and, watch it, like something to refer back to is definitely makes it worth it. And then lastly, I put karma/support. I mean, if you're getting something from somebody, eventually, like, I don't know, it just says something about you. If you're just willing to take, and you're never willing to give. And so, like, you buying someone's instructional is, like, that supports them. That supports their, like, them putting stuff out and trying to help your jiu-jitsu. And so, in my mind, just, being willing to invest in stuff just to support people and just to pay some good karma into the system because you hope people support you kind of thing, I think has a bearing on why you would do that rather than just go to YouTube and just take without ever...
Or trying to pirate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Like there is, I don't know, I believe in karma. And I certainly don't want to be rolling around on the mat with fucking a bunch of bad karma hanging over my head.
That's not when you want to cash in those karma fucking chips, man.
No. So I try to keep my karma fucking clean. And, but anyways, so that's kind of why, I think it's worth.
That's a lot of good whys. And, as far as being able to reference it, like, for the troubleshooting thing, it's so big, like, so, like you talked about, you're not going to, you buy a fucking instructional that's got 80 techniques on it or whatever the fuck it is. Your goal should never be go in and try to memorize all of them. It's just not going to happen, man. It's just your brain overload, and you're gonna fuck up 79 of them, trying to memorize them all. Like, you really should go in and, I mean, really, like, start at the beginning, because most of the time, a good instructional is going to be put together in a system.
Yes.
You got to start from the fucking beginning, man. You don't start reading chapter 5 before you read chapter 1. You start at the fucking beginning and understand it. And so you take those first 3 techniques they show, and you go drill those. And if they're jiving or making sense, man, and then you go on to the next ones. That's really how you get your money out of it. That's what makes it so nice. Like with the apps they have, you can have your phone on the fucking side of the mat. You're like, oh, drill day, boom, pull it up. Oh, this is what I'm drilling. Man, this isn't making sense. Quick, go pull it up again. Like, oh, I wasn't fucking doing this. That's huge. And then because you can pull it up right there, and you got the app, you can fire it up. Boom, oh yeah, boom, go back, drill it again. And then even like after class, so then you tried it live rolling, and it was getting fucked up. Or like we had our training partner that was just turning super hard from the back.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, all right, there's a solution to that. back to the instructional. Like, dude, I even had like the instructional for back control I was watching. Even had, troubleshooting a strong wrestler turning into you. It even had that in the fucking instruction. I was like, and it had troubleshooting strong wrestler, move 1, move 2, move 3. It's like fucking perfect.
Yes.
You just boom, fire it up, watch it, like, there you go.
Yeah.
Little details you were missing, like that's you can't. It's hard to put a price on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely worth it. So, I would, so I guess kind of touching on, because you touched on a little bit, like how to get the most out of an instructional, right? So, hopefully we've convinced people that they're definitely worth investing in. And so I guess like how to pick out a good instructional, and then how to get the most out of it, like once you've gotten into it. Because there's a lot of different instructionals that you can get. And so one thing Kelly pointed out was like, one is pick an instructional appropriate for what your level is. So if you're a new white belt, maybe Danaher's heel hook, leg attack system instructional isn't the best investment for you at this point right now. So it seems kind of self-evident, but just something to keep in mind. Like if you're new at this, like you want to try to stick with some basic, like higher level stuff. I think I would, would you?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Cause you got Barabolo instructionals, you've got
if you're
worm guard instructionals, and
for most people, starting out, like if you're a white belt, don't go fucking behind the Barabolo instructionals. Like buy some fucking side control basics. Buy for level appropriate instructional.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your most benefit out of it.
Yes,
because you're trying to put the fucking cart before the horse.
Right,
going the other way. Yeah, the other shit's exciting and it's fun. But you're never going to get to that position. Yeah. You're just going to get fucked up because you don't know how to move your hips properly.
Or what you're going to do is you're going to, catch people at white belt, maybe early blue belt, who aren't really familiar with some of this shit. But once you start running into people who've got really sound fundamentals and they can shut down that, that fancy stuff because they know what's going on. Like, there's a difference between being good because you're catching people off guard with something unexpected and being good because, like, you just got good fucking jiu-jitsu. Like, Pimenta, I'm going to take you down, knee slide pass, mount, cross choke. It's coming. Try and stop it. I'll fucking mail it to you a week before the tournament. Here's the plan.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Here's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, and then you're going to run into that problem where, like you said, like, now you don't know how to move your hips properly. Now you don't know how to apply pressure properly because you were focusing on these fancy things that were baffling people and giving you the false sense of progress. But so level appropriate stuff I think would be just kind of a top level piece of advice. And then what the hell else did I have here? I thought I had something. It's something that you touched on actually was, I would say that, and I don't know how you would tell this. A lot of the DVDs or the instructionals will have their table of contents, but look for something that has some sort of system versus just a collection of techniques.
Yep.
And that's super important. You were touching on earlier, like how having a system where you understand, like, okay, here's why I'm doing this. Here's what I do if they do this. Here's what I do if they do that, kind of thing, versus like, here's 30 different techniques that I like. And
some of the there's a lot of, actually I say some, there's a lot of instructionals that are like that.
Yeah.
That basically just try to puke information on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're gonna get some benefit from it, but if you look to a table of contents or something that tells you what they're list all the techniques from beginning to end, and it sees there's a system like, oh, this, it's gonna be much more beneficial.
Yeah.
Way more worth your money.
Yeah. Not that there's no benefit to the other ones, but I mean it's kind of a level appropriate thing. Like when you're high level and you understand the systems and you're just kind of like, I'm just kind of interested in checking out some techniques, like what people are doing, and just, and you understand how they fit into the different systems because
when you're first learning, you need to have, not to be derogatory, but you need to have your hand held a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
You need to be guided. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Man.
No, man. That's why you mentioned him earlier. Rafael Lovato is not Rafael because he's not Brazilian. I don't care what they say. Yeah. But he's still ours. Fucking from Oklahoma, motherfucker. But yeah, he does a great job of a system. Like his instructionals are a system, not just a collection of techniques. And I've gotten a ton of value. I've probably got like 3 or 4 of his instructionals, and yeah,
you know, another good one that I really liked how it was laid out was Wagner Roach's Kimura trap system.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a whole fucking flow chart that you get when you buy the instructional. Like, okay, here's the beginning. You know, like, you get this grip. If he does this, you do here. Then you go here. If he does this, you do this. Like, he has literally, that's how his instructionals laid out. He's got a whole fucking diagram laid out. Like, they do this, you do this, you do this. Boom, boom, boom. Everything ends up to you fucking him up. All routes lead to you fucking him up, man. It's great. And he's got it all laid out in the chart. That's a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, so systems are, I think, more valuable, especially in the beginning for people. But so, yeah, just kind of some ways to evaluate a good instructional, because that's the other thing. You don't want to get something and come away from it and be like, well, that wasn't fucking worth my money. It may have just been a poor choice, you know. So, I don't know if you have any other thoughts on kind of picking a good one. So now on to the
fun. No, wait, yeah, I do. Now that you say that, not only level appropriate, but someone that you're going to be able to replicate their game because you have similar physical attributes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's what I mean. If you are a 180-pound dude, 200-pound guy that's not very flexible, you know, you buying the fucking Berimbolo instructional isn't going to be very, very beneficial to you. Like, you need to... I always like to try to get instructionals from people that I'm built similar like. Very similar in weight class, size, because it works for them and their size. It's probably going to work for me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's really... Like, you know, Rafael Lovato's a different case because he's a big motherfucker. Like, I don't know what he competes at, but he
competes surprisingly light.
Yeah, but he's a good sized dude.
He's a good sized dude.
But he's but his instructionals aren't, and his coaching isn't just for big guys.
No.
Like, it transfers us to little guys. But they're like, there's big guys out there that are teaching, you know, big guy jiu-jitsu. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I'm not going to go buying one of their DVDs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because it's not going to fit my game as well.
Yeah.
You know, just we're completely different body types.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to take into account.
Someone
too.
Is just like stupid flexible, like
super,
Keenan Cornelius, right? Like,
super long limbs and flexible. Like, if you're not built like that, man, or you know,
again, there's a lot of his aspects that I'm just saying, like, there's, you know, someone who's super flexible like that, like, you may find that some of the stuff they do may not be as applicable to you if you're, like you said, like 200 pounds and not the most flexible motherfucker in the world, kind of thing. Right. So
that's another good decision where, you know, something to help you decide what instruction is going to be valuable.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. Yeah, looking at them and kind
of... Yeah, and a good way to do that is most of the time these people putting out instructionals will have a lot of competition footage out there. You can find it.
Yeah.
So watch some before you go purchasing it. Watch some of their competition matches. Find them on YouTube, you know, and see what they're doing. And if it looks something similar to what you could replicate, like, okay, this guy's kind of the same. But if this dude's flipping around and upside down fucking 95% of the time, and that's not your body type, you're like, okay, maybe his instruction's maybe not for me.
Right.
Yeah. You know, or if he's fucking big and heavy and really smashing just because he's physically imposing.
And you're fucking Shama.
Yeah. and you weigh 120 pounds and you ever fucking lifted a weight. You're like, okay, maybe his instructional's not good for me.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, you know, one last thing that just came to mind, and it seems, again, self-evident, but maybe ask. You know, like ask a higher belt, ask your coach, hey, I'm interested in, you know, an instructional, or I'm interested in instructional on X because I feel like I'm having trouble with this. Like, what would you recommend? But that'll probably cut through a lot of... Yeah. Because, again, like, we've spent more time researching this shit than they have, so cut through and give them a couple good... Yeah, but... And plus, too, because one of the things I had written down here is, if you find... Especially if you're finding stuff on your own, man, maybe run it by a higher belt just to kind of make sure that either one, you're not missing something that, you know, especially if it's how do I put this? Like, if it seems a lot different than what you've been taught, like if it's something that's like just a completely new move that you've never really been taught before, or a completely new way of doing something that you've, been shown to do another way, maybe just run it by your coach or, one of the higher belts, to one, just again, make sure that you're not missing something, and maybe two, to help them understand how what you've learned fits into your school's quote unquote system. Like, because every school has a little bit of a system like that. There's, I don't know any other
Everybody
way.
got a system, or another way to put it would be style.
Style, yeah, style, right? And so, just being able to have some context for like, okay, this new thing that you just learned, here's how this kind of fits into our style, what we're teaching you, so that you're not just, using it at the wrong time or whatever. But I don't know. Do you have any?
No,
thoughts?
that's a good point.
Yeah, because I know I've done that with you before. Like, hey, Rob, check this out, brother. Tell me how this is gonna fuck up, because I want to, especially before Kevin sees me doing it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Sorry, man. Sorry. So, but anyway, so now that we've picked out of one, what's like some tips to get the most out of it? And a lot of it's probably.
So I kind of started touching on it. I was jumped ahead on us there, but again, don't go into it trying to memorize them all.
No.
Just start at the beginning, and literally start at the beginning and drill right from the beginning, man. Like, I'll take notes if it's not something if it's not on an app or something I can take, or I don't want take my phone to the gym that day or whatever. Even if I can pull it up on the app. There's a lot of times still I'll pull out my journal, and as I'm watching it, I'll make some notes.
Yeah. I think taking notes is super important.
Because it just helps etch it in your memory. Even if I don't go back and fucking look at them. Like, because a lot of times I'll write down what I'm going to drill on drill class day. And I'll write just like the name of the moves. And then sometimes I'll just get quick like pointers. I don't need to write down, okay, put this arm here, put this arm here. Like, just some quick, basics just to help me cement it in my memory.
Yeah.
So I think as you're watching those moves you're going to try out, like writing some things down, taking notes.
Yeah. That's what's kind of good. Like at a seminar, man, like you don't get to take notes while you're watching people do it, and you can't hit pause and say rewind. So like that's one of the super valuable things about the instructionals is your ability to take notes and hit pause and rewind and stuff and make sure I think notes are super important on it.
Because you can, like you said, being that you can pause and rewind, you can take some really detailed notes.
Yeah.
And I've done that, dude. I got notebooks at home from different instructionals.
Yeah. So it'll be different. Like some of the stuff you'll be like, yeah, super detailed. Like, oh, I'm getting a ton out of this. Other stuff will be like, oh, okay, there's like a couple pointers or things that I hadn't thought about before that you'll make a note on. So, but yeah, taking notes on some level is, and we've talked about taking notes before. We're not doing it to go back and look at it. It is pretty much strictly just to help you memorize it better. Yeah. So it's good to have it refer back to. But if you never look at them, don't worry about it. But yeah, I think notes and then drilling what you learn is a big part of it. Because I mean, fuck, if you're gonna invest in it, you got to drill it so you can try it out, and then.
Yeah, just watching it while you're eating dinner and then showing up the next day at class expecting it to work.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, got to fill that gap in, and obviously making a point while you're rolling to, get to use it to get there. I mean, it may even be, hey, I'm working on this position. Do you mind if we start here? Most of the time, your training partners will be more than accommodating. I mean, unless you're like, I'm working on finishing my rear naked choke. Do you mind if I start with it sunk in? That might be a long 5 minutes, but yeah, I mean, usually they're training partners will be accommodating to help you out with stuff. But yeah, you got to make a point to use it while you're rolling, because it's so easy to revert back to your usual antics,
especially once you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, you start getting tired,
trying the new move, and you're getting fucked up, and you're like, God damn it, why is this not working? So you just go back to your regular shit, and you're not learning. Yeah, and you have to expect, man, when you're learning new stuff, like you're gonna get your ass whooped. Yeah, you're gonna lose a position, you're gonna fuck up, but that's what training at the academy's for. Right. For when you're new, you don't necessarily have this luxury, but as you get some time under your belt, you know, like I always have a progression. When I'm learning new techniques, man, I start them out on white belts. You know, now I've been doing it for so long, like I can start, like, white belts aren't always good to try new shit on because they don't act like they should.
Right? They don't react.
They don't react properly. So you're like, what's going on here? Like, God damn it, I just gotta fucking choke you. Yeah, so actually, like, trying new stuff now is better. Like, I get more benefit on, like, purple and blue belts. You know, that's where I start. Like, purple and blue belts my size because blue belts will fuck up and do some weird shit on you too. Like like purple belts I really like is because they got good foundations. And so they do the proper reaction most of the time. And most of your moves are based on someone doing the proper defense.
Yeah.
You know, so but anyway, so like you start out learning to move on lower rank and someone smaller. And then once you get it dialed in on them, like, okay, let's go to lower rank, someone bigger. Okay, now let's go someone a little bit higher rank, about the same size, you know, smaller, and you just kind of work your way up the totem pole until you're trying this move on people that are comparable in technique and size. You know?
Yeah.
It's
a process.
It is a process.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's one
It's
of the...
a long process.
It
Before
is.
you can implement something solidly into your game, it's a long fucking process.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you're probably looking at 4 to 6 weeks before you really notice a noticeable difference in that specific position or technique. And it's probably going to be 6 months before it's become like a strength. Mm-hmm. And that's with you focusing on it. Like, not just mindlessly rolling, but making a point of like working on, you know, that position or those techniques or whatever it is. But yeah, it's a process. But, you know, we talked about it before, man. It's like leveling up your character. It's like you're going to roll for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, you can either be at the exact same level, have the exact same experience points in all the fucking categories that you did 6 months ago, or you can have some fucking level up points to spend and, you know, have a more badass character on the other side of it. So that's what it all comes down to, man. If you're not trying to level your shit up, like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You got to build your character, man.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen on its own.
No.
Like, it becomes a very conscious process. So, but yeah, that's part of it. I got one thing I wanted to run by you though. So you get one, you get an instructional, and then I guess there's like a couple things. I don't know, how do I put this? Some of the stuff is going to resonate with you and some of it isn't. And so I think there's something to be said for watching an instructional and taking notes on it, and then kind of seeing like what resonated with you or what you were like, oh, okay, that's kind of what I've been looking for. That helps me with this problem. And then, you know, picking those, you know, things that you're going to work on and drill. You know, I wrote down like, you know, look for like, you know, 1 to 3, you know, big things that you're going to take away from the instructional. And so, you know, watching and trying to, you know, figure out what those are and then work on those versus like just doing it in order. Like, okay, these are the first 3 techniques. I'm going to work on those, and then I'm going to work on, you know, these next techniques. And so I think there's value in both of those.
Well,
but
I agree 100%. So this might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. I didn't state this earlier, and I should have. When you first get when I first get a instructional, I almost always watch it beginning to end.
yeah,
Before I start taking notes, before I start fucking implementing it. I mean, I may, like, if there's a good detail, like, oh, I can implement that right away, of course. But I've been doing this shit a long time. But if you're pretty new to it, like, dude, just watch the instructional from beginning to end. I mean, you don't have to be it all in one setting because it might be a couple hours, but you can get through it pretty fast because when they show a move, not only they'll show it and they explain it, but then they'll show it 2 or 3 times. So like then you can fast forward or skip to the next one if it's on the app or whatever. And dude, I'll watch it beginning to end, and then I go back and I'll start at the beginning. Then that's where I'll start like taking notes or start drilling. Like, okay, I'm gonna drill these 2 moves at the beginning of the instructional this week. That's what I'm working on this week. Okay, those are making sense. Let's move on.
yeah.
But yeah, I almost always watch it beginning to end first.
Yeah.
Before I start.
Just get that total.
Get the total,
overview.
because you want to get the overview.
Yeah.
You want to see their thought process. You want to see where they're starting. You want to see, where they're ending. Like, it'll make more sense to you.
Yeah.
Because, if you just, like, hit play on the first move, second move, third move, and shut it off.
Right.
Like, that's almost just as bad as, like, going to move number 8, 9, and 10. You're not seeing the whole picture.
Yeah.
You're not seeing why they're doing this, and this to get to here or whatever. So
yeah,
I think that's a good point.
Yeah. Get that kind of big picture.
Get the big picture and then distill it down.
And then start distilling it down.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I guess we're
on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page with that. So really, man, that's about it. I mean, I think like the last thing again, just kind of emphasize that when you're watching, and you should be doing this anyways, is looking for concepts versus techniques. And this goes, we've talked about their thought process. Like that's their thought process is how are they interpreting the principles and concepts of jiu-jitsu, and then applying them to these positions and these techniques. And so the techniques, man, they're just that window into the principles that are jiu-jitsu. So make sure that you keep that mindset while you're watching this. Like, you're not trying to memorize these techniques. Like, you are, but you're not. Like, you're really trying to figure out, like, what are the principles behind what we're doing here? Because you're not going to be able to think step 1, step 2, step 3 during live rolling. But if you understand the principles of hips and space and, things like that, and how they're being used in these techniques, and that's what allows you, we talk about it all the time, where we're like, where the fuck did that move come from? I don't have any idea. And it's like, that was kind of like this with this thrown in. And that's just like your body just, problem solving based on these principles versus getting stuck in the techniques. And so, you obviously practice the techniques, but just always keep it in mind. Like, you don't want to memorize techniques. There's a difference between memorizing techniques and understanding the principles behind the techniques and then applying those principles. So
yeah, it makes good sense.
Yeah, but I just think, especially if you're, white belt, blue belt, watching this stuff, it's so easy to get, trying to memorize techniques, and then we see it all the time. You get some, blue belt learns some new move, and they have success with it once or twice, and then you're like, fool me once, motherfucker, shame on you, kind of thing. And it's like, then you start shutting it down, and you can just see them. They're like demoralized because, like, they don't have an answer. Like, they don't understand the principles behind what they were doing. And it was super easy to throw a roadblock up on them. Like, once you saw, like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. And, but yeah, that's when you got to get past that point. That's when jiu-jitsu gets fun. So, there you go. That's all I got, man.
I think we covered it. That's all I got for getting the most out of it. Yeah, I mean, they're worth it. They really are. If you're worried about leveling up, improving your jiu-jitsu, it's definitely worth the investment.
Yeah. I mean, you can overdo it for sure. I mean, you want to be able to use what you get, right? Like, you don't want to become one of these people that's invested in fucking 12 instructionals and you've watched, 3/4 of one and half of another, and like, that's not the idea either. Like, if you're gonna invest in one, like, use it. Yeah, use it. Like, use these tips that we've shared with you to get the most out of it. And obviously, every once in a while, you're going to get into one and be like, yeah, this just wasn't what I thought, or it's not, I'm just going to make a call and move on to the next one. But yeah, like, if you get an instructional, man, give yourself at least like, a month or two before you're looking to get another one. Like, really use what you've got, kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's my last bit of advice. That's all I got, man.
Sounds good.
Now that's all I've got.
Now, are you sure?
That's it, brother.
Are you sure?
That's it. So, yeah, I guess now would be a good time, because I've been talking about instructionals. We've got, we can hook people up at jiu-jitsu. You've talked about them
this is exciting, man. This is like our first official affiliate.
Well, yeah, just kind of, partnership thing. They're hooking us up with a coupon code, so you guys can use the coupon code Grumpy10 and get 10% off your purchases at jiu-jitsu.
And dude, as far as all the different formats to get instructionals, I really like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, they've got the app.
They got the app dialed in, man. It works really nice. I have every single one of Rolly's on there. The two, he's got the 2 legal leg locks.
Right.
I think he has 2 illegal leg locks. And then he's got, like, escapes. I think he has 5 instructionals on there. I have them all on my app. I got like, it's probably 7 or 8 instructionals all on my Jiu-Jitsu app.
Yeah.
I can pull them up and fucking... You don't have to download them. You can just leave them up in the cloud unless, you know... If you don't have Wi-Fi at the gym, you need them on your phone and download them before you leave the house. That way you have it. Dude, that app is the shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to log into the fucking internet. Like, it's nice, man. And they're all laid out. Like, they're all separated technique by technique, so you don't have to fucking fast forward or anything. You just, boom. You can pull up a whole scrolling list of all the techniques and just click on that and watch that. Like, it's laid out pretty fucking badass.
Yeah. It looks...
That's my favorite app.
Yeah, it looks nice. Plus, they got Rolly stuff on it, so...
Man, I got every one of them.
Yeah.
They're worth every fucking
Yeah,
penny.
dude. Rolly's shit is good, man. His legal leg locks, man, it's still... I think it's been out for a while, and it's still... That's like one of those timeless ones, man. Like, the principles on that one are still, like, such a good foundation for your leg lock game, especially if you compete IBJJF and you gotta worry about reaping and stuff like that. He's got a really strong leg lock game that doesn't rely on a lot of that stuff. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna
Grumpy 10.
Grumpy 10 gets your discount, and then we'll have a page up at our website that'll have our R3. You can get the Ramping ISO program, and we'll have some of our favorite instructionals that we're watching and using up there that you guys can check out as well.
I will throw this out there, though. I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, but from what I've checked out, like, you can't, because it's really nice on the app, on my iPhone anyways. I'm talking from an iPhone user. I haven't fucked around with an Android. From the iPhone, if you have the Jiu-Jitsu app, you can actually purchase instructionals through there, but I don't think they have it set up to where you can put a coupon code in through the app. I tried. I was fucking with it this weekend, before we started talking about this.
Yeah.
I was like, if you want to use the coupon code, you actually have to go online. So you go to jujitsu.com, you create your account, you log in, and when you purchase it there, you can put in a coupon code.
Yeah.
And then it puts it to your app. But I don't think they have a spot, because I have it set up on my phone to where I can just purchase instructionals right through the app.
Yeah.
And I can use my Apple Pay, so I can just buy it with my thumbprint. Like, boom, I hit buy now.
Buy now.
Thumbprint, dude, I have it. Like, it's that fast. But I couldn't find a place to put in the coupon code. So,
okay. Yeah,
so that's good.
Website.
Yeah, so if you guys are having trouble doing it through the app, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure go to the website, make the purchase, and then it'll be on your app.
Perfect.
I just didn't want anybody to get confused. Like, I tried, dude. I was like, there's got to be a way. I was fucking with it. And I don't think there's a way.
Yeah.
But it's super easy. You can just, it's really easy to find a place to put in your coupon code when you go to jujitsu.com.
Yeah. It's got lots of good instructionals. So.
They got a ton of good instructionals on
Yeah, we'll be doing some reviews and sharing some of our favorite stuff on the website. So
right now, for sure, like any of the Rolly ones, man. Any Rolly Delgados, legal leg locks, illegal leg locks. One of them's called like Prison Escapes or something. I forget what it is. Forgot a funny name. Dude, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, if you're confused, like the legal leg locks. I think there's 2 of them, right? But the first one, like, if you're confused about the leg lock game, you got somebody in your academy that's fucking going after your feet all the goddamn time. Like, just get that instruction right there. You will understand where the fights are at. Yeah. And that'll help you. Like, okay, you won't feel so confused. You won't be just trying to rip your leg out of there and run. Like, you understand what they need to get, to get a submission. So it'll definitely, like, demystify it for you.
Right, yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, he covers some basic escapes. And
I think he's got some basic escapes in that one, too.
Yeah, so he covers quite a bit of good stuff in there. But, I mean, that's still the foundation for my leg lock games. Fucking pulling in a single leg X, sweeping, straight ankle. Like, that's the game plan.
Well, it's in that instructional. He talks about that grip. You talked about his grip and how good it is.
Yep.
And that's he shows a drill in that
it's
one.
All in the grip,
It's
man.
all in that initial grip. And even if you can't get quite a perfect initial grip, just understanding how you need to adjust it and when to adjust.
It's because so many that, like, I was talking to somebody the other day when I try to explain, like, what is the difference between Rolly's grip and like a regular grip, is that, like, Rolly attacks the toes and then the ankle, right? And like a regular grip just attacks the ankle. You're just trying to hyperextend the ankle joint. And the way that Rolly's grip is, and the way that he teaches it, that high and, freaking high and tight grip, or shallow, getting it high and shallow, then catching the toes in the armpit, and then you're crushing the foot. And like the foot bones they're not flexible. You're not attacking the joint, you're attacking the structure of the foot. And dude, you can do some fucking scary damage with that. Fast. And like that's like when you understand that, like that's what makes straight ankle locks, dude, they're fucking deadly. Like they're really like underappreciated leg lock in my opinion. I mean, Rolly's made a whole career out of smashing, respectfully smashing other black belts at a pretty high level, just using using his ankle lock game. But that instructional there will really help you understand that stuff. So one, you'll be able to defend it better, and two, you'll be able to apply it better. And having that second sword, man, you need to be able to pass. You need to be able to fucking get to the back and control that upper body. But understanding the leg lock game will help your overall game for sure. So there's a couple people, one dude in particular in our gym, I'm like, dude, if this guy ever came to the dark side and just incorporated a little bit of leg lock game into his overall game, he'd be fucking scary. But it's like, because the rest of his game is fucking tight, but he just almost refuses to buy into the dark side and embrace a little bit of leg lock game. But man, it'll open up a lot of shit. So, anyways, maybe I'm biased. So, all right, man, that's it. Now we're at Grumpy10, Jiu-Jitsu.com.
Jiu-Jitsu.com.
Yeah.
Grumpy10. Get you 10% off.
That's right.
Check out some instructionals. It's worth it. Like you said, I'm excited, man. We get to, we're going to start having like our monthly instructional and reviewing it. And give you guys a heads up what we think. And when we're kicking your ass at the gym, you'll know.
That's right.
Where we got it from.
What we're working on. What we're working on. Exactly. I've been working on my back shit for a while, but I still haven't made it through all those fucking videos.
I'm sure you haven't.
Nah, there's 8 of them.
That's a lot of goddamn videos.
Made it through 6. Got 2 more to go. 2 more, baby. Like Plutarch.
Oh, God.
It's Plutarchian. Some of his monologues are, certainly. So, anyways, all right. That's it, man. I guess we're going to wrap up and talk to everybody next week.
Next week.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All
See
right.
ya.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Grumpy Guy BJJ Podcast.
Thank you all for listening. You can find us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It really does help and will allow us to keep putting out episodes. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, hit us up at grumpyguybjj@gmail.com. Also, go to our website, grumpyguybjj.com, and get signed up for podcast updates and get our free BJJ Improvement Starter Kit. That's it for now, so get on the mat, train hard, and talk to you all next week.
Down clown with a permanent rep, a hermit now, boom. Doggy stool, foggy, cool, got a froggy outside Molly, dude. Melancholy Daisy, dude, hanging by the lace of their shoes. No trace of the tools, shaped in your face, fuck the rules. Snooze, you lose. One eye always open, in times 2, no clue, but soon a brief monsoon might give you a view to choose. Stay tuned, include, won't conclude. To the end is near, beware there's consequences for what you do. To me, demon, a devil of many levels, I keep on feeding for several of them rebels. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I.